What up? This is the United Underground, and I'm here with Sopperior. What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good myself. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what initially got you into making music, and where you're from.
Fuck, I'm from BC. It's in fucking Canada. Fucking a city called Vancouver. I don't know. A lot of people might know about that shit. I don't know. But man, I got into music probably 3 or 4 years ago now. Maybe even earlier than that, but like fully getting into it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe like 2018, 2019. And yeah, I had a lot of inspiration from honestly like the underground scene at the time. Like I was obsessed with finding smaller artists and just um I loved creating. So even now, if you look at a lot of my music, it reflects it. I just love making like weird fucking songs, and some of them turn out hard, some of them are fucking tough. Yeah, so that's pretty much that.
Okay. What would you say your top three inspirations are?
Top three, fuck, I gotta say like Zilla Call Me, just because fuck, I loved how he did the rock instrumentals on the rap. It was just like, damn, bro, something about that I just fucking fell in love with. And who else here? They like, and I mean like Zilla Call Me like back when it was underground, not when not necessarily nowadays, but fucking who else do I got here? Fucking X was probably a big one too. I feel like that's heard a lot. He's just crazy, man. The versatile songs like that is amazing. I love making different genres all the time, and he's definitely a big inspiration. Who else? Deftones as well.
Okay.
Really different, but like yeah, like the rock. Love it.
And you say that these influences definitely impact your music, what you do?
Not even necessarily the exact genres, but just the creativity aspect of it. I love seeing new things and experimental songs, and I just yeah, definitely. That's all I try to do is make something a bit different.
For people that don't know who you are, how would you describe yourself and your music as well?
Creative, innovative, also like underrated. I don't know, a couple of things like that. Just definitely versatile. If you check out my page, it's probably the top 10 on Spotify for my top songs are just completely all different genres.
I definitely have. I really like that song with you and Young Bando Boy, the
All right.
one "We Ain't Give a Fuck." I
Yeah.
actually met you through him because I was tapped in with him myself, and I really find his sound very innovative. The way that he can genre bend and stick to his same sound,
Yeah.
but is able to like. And then what you did, and I was listening to the song, and I was like, man, he kind of sound like Wiz Khalifa a little bit, but I'm fucking with the heavy. And then I checked
Yeah.
out Hide Your Records, and I'm like, oh, he could sing too. This is crazy. The versatility is definitely there. The diversity is definitely there. I fuck with it.
Thank you, bro.
And then you had somewhat of a come up too. 17K monthly listeners. Congratulations, by the way. You
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
comment the come up behind that?
Oh, definitely. Fuck. I started with just strictly SoundCloud and really trying to build a community. There was definitely a really good community on SoundCloud back in like 2019, 2020, and I just kind of stuck with it. Like, back when Tokyo was kind of, you know, what and whatnot. Like he was really in the community. I was contacting him and stuff, and yeah, so I kind of put myself out there with very grungy, underground sounding songs, and I just kind of kept going with it and started posting all platforms, networking, and I just kind of got my way up.
And what would you say was the moment that was like, oh, oh crap, this is, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Oh fuck, probably when DC the Don's manager reached out and we had that collab set. That was probably I was like, holy shit, this could actually go somewhere because he still is way bigger than me, and that was really cool.
Okay. And in terms of the label, how did you get into it?
Fuck, that's an old story that Angelo actually created it back in 2020.
Does he want to talk about it or?
Yeah, he should probably talk about it. Honestly, he'll
I
probably.
bet.
Yeah, so basically, HIDA is an acronym for House of Young Demon Archangels. I'm not gonna lie, cringy as fuck is from High School DxD, which is like if you've never watched it, that's just like a soft hentai, vanilla hentai type shit. But Yeah, I made that shit technically 2019. I didn't establish it. I had it on an old account. I'm pretty sure that shit's like got wiped off Instagram. But 2020 is when I really like solidified it, and he like wasn't following me at all. And I think at that point he had at least 1,000 followers on Instagram. He had some like movement on SoundCloud, but it's like it was random. He didn't follow me. I've never spoken to him in my life, and I was just like, yo, if you want to join, hit me up. And then he hit me up and was like, yo, can I join? I was like, bro, that shit's fucking like random. And at the time I was hyped as fuck because I was like, bro, I have zero movement. At the time I had probably 31 songs in the vault not released. And then after he joined, it his popularity kind of made me jealous in a way where it's like, damn, I want to do more type shit. So yeah, he did kind of really has been having like ups and downs. We had it strongly established 2020, late 2020, early 2021. We had a lot of people. I still fuck with them heavy. I love them all. But we went our separate ways. Later 2022, we had BGK, which was Heater Revamped. We had a whole bunch of talent in that shit. Again, we were all doing our own separate shit, so we destroyed it. And then right after that, I solidified it as just strictly Hita, just me and Sop, because I felt like that nigga's my brother. I've been knowing him. I came up in this shit with him, so I depended on him a lot, and he hasn't really let me down. So we've been going at it strongly for like fucking 3, almost 4 years already, you know.
Okay. That's pretty cool. And what led you, Sopperior, to stay in the label? I'm sure you probably had many different opportunities to join other things. What made you stay here in Hydra Records?
Basically, just the loyalty, kind of like me and Angela always had generally on the same page for a lot of things, and people did reach out to me a lot, but it was not certain, like with Hida and building that, a lot of freedom for creativity. So I see it as like I can just build this up with Angelo and we can get the sounds we want to make whenever and keep that fan base.
Okay. I really do mess with that idea. What would you say pushes you to keep going and making your music and just doing what you do?
Honestly, just fucking I don't even know, bro. Dude, I'm so fucking bad at these interviews. My bad, bro. I've only ever done.
We're good, man. We're gonna get this all edited and shit. You're
okay. But like emotions, I guess, and constantly wanting to create. I just fell in love with the idea of like never ending memories almost. You always can just come back to when you make a song in a certain time in your life, it's always there to relive that moment. I don't know.
I mess with that, man. In terms of advice, what would you have for other smaller artists, either just coming up or trying to establish their sound?
I say don't follow trends. If you genuinely want to make music, you gotta find the creativity within yourself and just do what you truly want to make. Because as soon as you start making music for other people, there's nothing there. You'll fucking hate it. But when you sit there and you make what you want to make and you genuinely enjoy your own music, then it's like it'll go somewhere. And be consistent. I don't know, like try to build a community and network with people who make similar stuff to you and have similar mindsets, because that having friends doing the same thing also just helps build communities around your music and your friends' music. And
How do you feel about people like starting their own record labels and communities and stuff like that?
How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I think it's great most of the time. I feel like you got to really stick with it though, because if you just to do it, it'll go nowhere. I've had that happen like 1,000 times. You got to really want it, and yeah, it'll get somewhere. It's never luck. It's always hard work. You just got to put in the work.
I definitely agree with you on that. In terms of the underground, how do you feel about how it's going so far?
I don't really fuck with the underground. I like this whole, what's it called, band lab wave or whatever. I don't like it very much. Everyone really seems to sound the same. That's just my opinion, but it just seems like people are trying to get like TikTok sounds blowing up and stuff, and they're not really doing it for themselves. They're doing it for other people. Doesn't seem like that.
What do you think that the underground could do to change its impact in terms of how they're moving? Yeah.
Be yourself, like stop clout chasing and um yeah, like try and work on your own sounds and yeah, pretty much that.
Okay, bet. So, no, you're good, man. What messages do you convey in your music?
Hold on, I gotta think about this for a second. Mainly, like it really depends on the type of song, because if I'm dropping like some hard shit, it's gonna mainly be expression of emotion and something like that. But then if it's specifically a song about an occurrence in my life, then I want people to relate and know that you're not alone and things will get better.
All right. Any planned releases, albums, if not anything you just dropped recently that's coming up?
Well, I got an album coming out sometime in October. I can't say the exact date yet, but yeah, that tape should be great. I'm really excited with how it's coming along.
Anything differently about this album that's different than what you've done before?
Very mixed genres, I'll say that. Pretty much that. It's very different. I've never heard anything like it.
Would you say that you're a little bit of a hybrid? You do a little bit of everything. You
Yeah,
stick to a specific sound.
yeah. A lot of people hate when people do that, but I literally can't stick to one sound.
I get it.
I find it boring, I guess, to stick to one sound. But
I have ADHD. I get it. Those who do stick to one sound, who are one trick ponies and have an established sound, I feel like for real, it's easier for them to cater to a specific audience and just build off of that versus
yeah,
people,
I respect it. Like if it's working for them and they enjoy doing it, then that's fucking awesome. But typical is there's no disrespect towards people who do that. It's beneficial in their favor if it's working, of course. But I personally couldn't do that.
I get that 100%.
I'm bad if I'm not answering the questions correctly, because like I feel like
There's no right or wrong way to be real with you. It's your depiction of how you doing it. I wish I had more questions for you. What are your career goals for real within this year and to maybe the next 5 years?
and for this year, I just like to the end of this year, I want to get out. Um, I have a lot of songs in the vault, and I need them to see the light of day because people got to really see what I'm doing with this music. And hopefully by December, January area, they'll be like, okay, this guy's not playing around. Like these songs are fucking crazy. And then, man, in the future, 5 years from now, I hope to keep pushing Hita and have this independent label style thing going, so we don't have to be signed to anything, but really start networking with the industry, and then even getting into directing and filmmaking and stuff like that, and storytelling, because I love a lot of stuff like that.
Okay. You definitely say that you could depict a story in your music, your albums and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. You'll see with when this next album drops, the whole
Of
thing.
course, I'll check that out.
For sure, bro.
How do you feel towards people who will probably look at your on the outside of things? Let's say they look at your Instagram, notice you got 50K, but don't see shit on your feed or anything, and they're like, okay, why are you here?
Wait, what you mean by that? Sorry. So
Like
some
people who look at you through the outside, notice you have clout, but they don't see the vision. They don't see what you've done. They weren't part of the journey.
I mean, if they don't want to put the effort to check it out, then I don't really care, I guess.
Real. That's real.
It's just like something that only some people will have to figure out. And if
What was the hardest part you had to go through during this build up?
hardest part was, I gotta say, like in the beginning, no, honestly, the beginning was great. I loved it. I just loved it. I'd say there was an album that dropped, and it's called Sop on the Moon, and I like a lot of the songs, but I felt like that was it put me in a really weird place, because I didn't generally like making that style of music, and it felt like I was not doing it for myself. So
It kind of sounded off brand. I did listen to that one.
yeah. So it just seems like, yeah, I was definitely doing that for other people and not myself, and that put me in a really confused state of what direction I wanted to go with music. Definitely, that was probably the hardest part of getting back on track to creativity.
Do you think in terms of people who do similar things like that, who make music for other people in the beginning and then realize, "Oh, this is what I want to do you feel like it's innovative to keep what you had out before just cause, or do you feel like
I mean,
you would delete it?
I think it really just depends on the person. Personally like keeping my old stuff up to track progress, but even that mindset though, I respect it so much when people realize that this is not for them. I know a lot of people personally who've done that whole switch and deleted their old stuff, and I respect it. I like that a lot.
Hell yeah. Well, is there anything you would like to say to anybody in general, fans, haters, family, new people who don't even know you?
Man, I gotta say, stay positive. Things will get better. I know that's generic, but it's like they will. And to any fans listening, I fuck with you. Sorry if I was fucking talking weird. I was hit in the head a couple times before this interview. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, bro. If you don't like me, then that's cool. Yeah, bro. Hopefully this
All right.
fucking gets better than good, bro.
You're good. Well, this was the United Underground, and I was here with Sopperior. That's a wrap.